So, hi there, Phonakians. I'm here with no other than the legendary Paul Gilbert, the one of a kind and a new ambassador for Phonak hearing aids for our brand. He's a guitar virtuoso, best known for the work with Racer X and also with Mr. Big, and he's put a lot of solo LPs out. So, we're really glad to be here. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. It's good to be here too. Thank you for helping me here on when I'm off stage, not listening to incredibly loud amplifiers.
All right. So I have 6 questions for the 6-string master here. So the first one would be, you as an ambassador for our brand, what was your personal journey? How long did it take you from your first signs of hearing loss to get fit with Marvel?
It took a while before I realized that my hearing loss was me. I would blame it on other things. I would think like, oh, they just mixed this movie with the voices really low, and that's why I can't hear it. And finally, I started to realize actually it is me. And also a friend of mine who works for one of the heads of the Ernie Ball guitar string company. He had Phonaks, and he said, Paul, you got to get these. It's going to change your life. And he recommended the Phonak brand. He also recommended his audiologist, and he said it's really important you have an audiologist that you work well with. And it turned out it was this guy who had done the hearing aids for Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
And so I was sort of, Frank Sinatra's the older, generation. So I was picturing it would be this old guy. It turned out it was a guy younger than me.
Okay.
And he was, full of energy and really nice. And audiologist is basically like your sound engineer. If you're a musician, you've got your sound man, and if you have hearing aids, your audiologist, he adjusts the EQ and the way the hearing aids work, and so it's a really important job, and important that your relationship with how you work together is good. So I went to see that audiologist, and one of the things that he did for me was he said, I'm not going to give you full power right away. He said, to get used to these, I'll give you about 60%, then come back in a couple of weeks, and then I'll put you up to full power. And it was a really nice way to ease into it. And man, it really was life-changing to be able to not just give up, because it had gotten to the point where with speaking and understanding, speaking, of course, I could speak, but with having a conversation, understanding things, in most situations, I would just give up and go like, well, I'm not going to be able to have a part of this conversation, and I'll just go email them.
But how did it change? Second question: how did it change your life as a musician?
As I could turn down a bit, especially because I give so many lessons. I have an online guitar school with I've done almost 8,000 guitar lesson videos, and so these are, when I give a lesson video, it's really different than playing on stage with a band. For that, I just wear earplugs. I just try to protect my ears, and it's loud enough where I can, even with earplugs jammed in my ears, I can hear what I need to. But off stage, when I'm giving lessons, I can turn my amp way lower, which helps me, preserve my hearing. And it's just nicer to not have to, blast myself off stage, keep it a lower volume, but I can hear the clarity of the high notes a whole lot better.
So, third question from our R&D guys. What has not been invented yet? What would you like to see in a hearing aid?
Well, it's funny. Everybody is a different age and has a different comfort level with technology. And I know that the new ones do amazing things with Bluetooth and hooking directly to television and all that stuff. And I tend to be pretty straight ahead. Like, I just want it to sound good and loud, and when I talk to a person, that it's helpful. And I've worked a little bit with the technology, but it's I think because I hope I don't look that old, but I'm in my 50s, and so I'm sort of hesitant. Eventually I'll learn how to do that stuff, but I'm slow going. So besides that, it's just mainly, well, it's funny, not only with Phonak, but with a lot of my my other equipment I use, the guitars and amps. They'll ask me the same question. What do you want? It's like, it's all working. That's it for don't change it. It works great.
Well, number 4 then. We're at the D string? No. The G string. So last time I saw you was in Zurich, 1991, on a concert with White Lion. So when you were still abusing your guitar with a drill machine.
Yeah.
Remember that one? So how would you describe your musical journey from then to now, the new record? behold the
the biggest thing has been a very recent thing, which is I've evolved into becoming a lead singer on my guitar, and so which is good because if I get a cold on the road like I have now, my voice is not reliable, but the guitar I've always got the high notes and it's just wonderful to play melodies on the guitar. It seems like a simple concept, but the guitar players of my generation don't do that. We typically back up the lead singer, and then when our solo comes, we just burn and go crazy, which is not as melodic as a singer would be.
Right.
So I'm really stepping into the shoes of a lead singer with what they would do, and it just opens up a whole world of what I can do on the guitar that I never tried before. It's really enjoyable.
I have a question about these crazy names you have for your songs. I own a building, Murder by Number, or My Teeth Are a Drum Set. How do you come up with these?
Well, Murder by Numbers is a cover song, so that Sting came up with that one from the Police. But My Teeth Are a Drum Set, that goes back to when I was like 11 years old, and whenever I was like, playing guitar or thinking about music, I would keep time with my teeth.
Oh, okay.
And my mom said, you have to stop doing that, or you're going to grind your teeth down. And so now I use my foot. I always stomp on the floor to keep time. And then, do you need something?
Get my
Yeah,
sorry.
Go ahead.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm keeping the drummer from his bag. Wait a minute. I'll be out of here quick.
Bye.
And then, I own a building that was inspired by renting a building to do a video.
Okay.
Which is the standard thing. If you want to look cool, you get a big warehouse and you set up your stuff. So you have to rent the warehouse because I don't own a warehouse. But the guy who did own the warehouse was there, and he was so excited about his warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
He kept stopping us and saying like, "Hey, I know you guys are working, but hey, you got to come up and see the attic and look at the bank vault room and the kitchen and all the storage." And I'd never met anyone who was so excited about their building. And so it inspired me to write a song about him called I Own a Building.
All right. So last question for our guitar aficionados out there. Tell us what makes your signature model, the Fireman, so special.
It just feels and sounds so good. It's funny because it's actually an Ibanez Iceman that's been flipped upside down. And I didn't really know if that would work. In fact, I was even surprised that they built the first one for me. But as soon as I got that first one, it was like, oh, this is really good. It's actually got a lot of wood compared to some other guitars, and just having that much wood makes it resonate really well. It balances really well because the upper horn's long. I just love it so much, and it's funny too. It's nice to be able because a lot of the fans will bring their Fireman guitars for me to sign, and I always like pick it up, play it a little bit. It's like, man, it feels like mine.
Okay.
So it's nice that the stock one feels so much like the instrument that I play on stage. Basically the same thing.
Okay. Well, that's actually all the questions. So as you know, we're a Swiss company, and when people think about Switzerland, it's about cows and cowbells and the Alps. So I thought I could bring you 3 gifts that are made out of Swiss milk, of course. So number 1 would be, of course, Swiss chocolate.
Oh, that looks good.
I think that's for Marlon, for your son.
Well, if it makes it whole,
Then there's our
Now what is this? I haven't had it.
That's a Swiss lemonade made out of whey.
Oh, wow.
Really great, tastes like nothing else in the world. Have a try, no alcohol. Last but not least,
that was pretty good.
You say I own a building, so I own a cow. So well, at least my family owns a cow.
You own a cow?
Yeah. So my family owns a cow.
Oh, your family.
And this is the Swiss cheese right from the Alps from that cow. So
man,
hope you enjoy that
amazing.
one.
That is really cool.
That's the day when it was packed, so don't worry.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Right. So that's it. Thank you very much for having us backstage here, Paul.
Oh, you're welcome.
Cheers.
Well, I wish I had something else, but I think all I've got is a pick.
I'll take that.
There you go.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you.